Welcome, legends, to this very special cartoon catch-up. In life, sometimes life isn't always fluffy bunnies and muffins, isn't it? We have this idea that we want life to be perfect. We have a script in mind of how we want our life to go. I know when my wife was pregnant with my first child, Tali, I know that I had it in my head that I was going to be the hero father. I was going to hold my wife's hand. I was going to help her breathe. I was going to be this epic hero of a father. And as it turned out, my wife had to have an emergency Caesar. None of what I thought childbirth was going to be for us came to fruition. Everything that I had envisaged and planned, the big wow factor of it all, like the bumbling Hugh Grant I could have been, helping my wife through childbirth, didn't happen. It was pretty full on. My wife was put under the general anesthetic and stuff, and I remember the first hour of Tali, my daughter's life, holding her, just wanting my wife to be awake so I could share this moment with her. So it didn't go to plan, but having said that, out of it, I had a beautiful baby girl, and I wouldn't want it any other way, because sometimes through pain, we learn stuff, we get a little bit stronger, as my t-shirt says. But how can we turn our struggles and our pain in life into something awesome, into something positive? Which is why I've picked today's cartoon catch-up, being Neil Milton. He is the general manager of Childsafe Australia and the founder of Positive T-shirts. So will you please make welcome the legend, that is Neil Milton. Hey, round of applause.
Hey, man, thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem, mate. You are the second bald person in the row that I've had on cartoon catch-up. So I'll have to find someone else that's bald to make it a hat trick for next week. But there must be something about bald people. Is it that you outgrow your hair or something, or you're taller than your hair?
No, I think I don't know, man. Just must be all the positivity, just bringing it all back. You know what I'm saying?
I think it makes you more aerodynamic to do the awesome work that you do.
Oh, sure. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Let's just call it that.
Yeah. As I ask all my participants on Cartoon Catch Up, how is life treating you? How is this COVID world that we're living in affecting your reality?
Hey, look, if I'm being totally honest, which I will be, it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been the easiest walk in the park. I mean, I'm an extreme extrovert, so I kind of like being around people, and I love my family to bits, absolutely. But I just can't wait to have a conversation with people outside of a computer screen that maybe I don't even know or whatever. I just think it's great. Even at the shops, you just see people in masks, but you don't actually see them. So look, it has been hard. But I've also really appreciated the date nights with my wife every Saturday night at home, the time with my kids, those sorts of things I've really appreciated that. And I think also the slowing down, maybe the bedtime needs to go a little bit, maybe a bit earlier for me, when you're not doing anything late at night or whatever, you're just kind of up. So that's been interesting. Yeah.
Now, I'm mindful that there's kids watching, so if you're a kid watching, do not watch this movie. But I had never seen the movie The Shining. Like, it's a horror movie, so I don't recommend it for kids, right? No. Not the greatest movie to watch whilst you're in isolation, because the dude's in isolation, basically, and goes crazy. I'll look for a positive in that, but probably shouldn't have gone to a horror movie. But anyway, what do you do? So I'm about to fire up the draw sword. But as I begin to draw you, I said in the intro that life's not always fluffy bunnies and muffins, and people can tell just by your demeanour that you're a bubbly, upbeat type of person. But I know what you've been through to get to this point, right? You've had a lot of pain and a lot of struggles in your life. Try to unpack for me what life's been like up until now for you, and how you've come through the other side.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for me, going back a lot of years, I made some pretty bad mistakes in my life. I made some big errors. I drank a heck of a lot, and I made some decisions with the crowds that I hung out with and things like that. And that led me to choose some things that were unhelpful for my life. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to say it. But even as a kid, I was bullied a lot. Like, I really struggled with friendships. Yep. And one particular person actually took advantage of me when I was really young, and so I had to. It took me till I was about 20 years old to realise that was actually unhelpful and not something that I would call friendship behaviour.
Yep.
But when I was 21 years old, I made a decision. I got introduced to being a Christian, and so I made a decision to choose that way and follow God, and that really turned my life around. Honestly, I made decisions that I had to leave the friendship group that I was in. I just had to do some things for me and to, I guess, save my life, really. And I ended up choosing to follow God and actually start to lead churches and those sorts of things. And then from there, it led me to Victoria, and now I'm here and being the general manager of Childsafe. We work with organisations, sporting clubs and churches and other organisations to stop bad things happening to kids. Yep. And also in the midst of job change, I started a clothing brand called Positive T-shirts. Yep. And because I'd had so many people in my life that I guess found it really difficult to live anymore, and they made some decisions that they can't get back, and that broke my heart, even my cousin. And I started this brand because I wanted to help people to have conversations to promote positive mental health, but also so people would see that it's not the only way out. It's actually really brave to be able to talk about what's going on in your life. Like, one of the biggest things that I wish I learned at a young age was how to talk about my emotions. I'm not really a crier. I don't do that much. But what I do is I talk about what's going on in my life. And so when I do go through hard times and life gets me down, I talk about it. And I spend time with mates. I spend time with my wife. I do that. And the reason why I do that, and I know that, in Australian culture, there's this lie that says men can't talk about what's going on in their life. Well, that's not true. It's actually really important to actually do that. And so, yeah, there's been lots and lots of challenges. Probably one of the greatest challenges over here was that we were actually 1 week away from being homeless. We were living in Hillsville, and we needed to move from that place because the owners were selling it. And literally, we asked for a 2-week extension over and above the 3 months they gave us because we could not find anything. And it was on the Wednesday of the last week of those extension 2 weeks that we found the place that we're in now. And we had started to make plans for leaving that house and not really knowing where else we're going to live. And, that was incredibly challenging and scary in some ways. But we are really thankful that we have this place, and we're really, really thankful. And so, working for Childsafe is a privilege and an honour of leading that company, but also being the founder and owner of Positive T-shirts, it's a privilege as well, because all I want to do, my whole desire and my whole passion is to help people's life become better than what it is today.
Oh, look, I found your work remarkable. I did some caricatures out at Hillsville Football Club when you're teaching all the kids and stuff, and and starting that conversation about talking about their emotions and stuff like that, and saying and talking about how not to give up on life, and there's always you are special and worthy. That, you know, no matter how you're feeling, that there's always a better or always a better tomorrow. So, look, I know when I was a kid, I felt there was times that, you know, the world didn't need me, right? But that's just a massive lie. And I love what you do is that you tell kids that there's never a time ever that the world doesn't need you. No matter what you've done or what mistakes you've made, you've still got a place on this earth. It's like a massive dining table, and there's always your place card on it. So it doesn't matter how bad things get, that you are always meant to be at this table.
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, there's this saying that says, you know, that you know, there's no one like you because you are already taken. And the reality is that every single person is unique and special and deserve to be loved because they matter and because they mean something. And the thing is that sometimes in life there are people that don't treat us that way. They treat us actually quite bad. However, I guess that my encouragement to you is to not listen to the haters. Don't listen to those people that are trying to bring you down. Listen to the people that are bringing you up. And that comes to the point what I was talking about before, is that you've got to choose the crowd in which you are in order to be the person that you are really wanting to be and the best person that you can be.
Like growing up, I was always very self-conscious. Like I wanted to be recognized. I want to be known and stuff. I wanted to be Bill Murray at one stage. I wanted to do things more. Hang on, and we're back.
And we're back, yeah.
So because both my parents are on the pension, and I'm not, this is by no means, I loved the way I was brought up. You know, the situation that we were in, we're always loved and always looked after. And my mum was a magician. She could make $10 last a whole week. Like we were always loved and stuff. That was never the issue. That I just, as a kid, wanted more. I wanted to be the next Walt Disney. I wanted to be better than what I was. But you get to that point in life that you go, well, I've been engineered for a purpose. Like every cell in my body has been created for a distinct purpose. There's no one else like me, and thank God for that, to be honest. That I am unique. And then Bill Murray can't draw, probably. I mean, he might be able to draw, but you know, Bill Murray isn't me. And you know, all the people that I've looked to aren't me. I've just had to figure out, hang on a minute, I'm me for a reason. To make people smile and and say the lame joke and draw a cartoon and make people smile, and always get to that positive outcome. And that's why I really loved when we started connecting, is that even before I knew you, that I was thinking, oh, I want to do a t-shirt brand that really projects positivity. And then I click a button and there's you with your positive t-shirts. I go, what? It's like a sign. So, and then in conjunction to that, like you're the general manager of Childsafe, and because children's welfare is really close to my heart, so you like the complete package. I'll grab another thicker Sharpie.
I wouldn't say that you're a complete package, but I'm glad that, you know, what we're doing is connecting with children and connecting with adults. I think one of the hardest things about finding out who you are is that there are so many voices, you know, like there's just so many voices from, you know, if you're a young person in schools, you know, parents, the world, society, media, everything, us, you know, we are a voice right now. And there are so many voices and you've got to choose which one you're going to listen to. And for too many years, I listened to the wrong voice. I listened to what people told me I should be rather than what I was actually created to be. And I reckon probably now I'm only just starting to realize that more. And I'm kind of wishing that I knew that 10, 15 years ago. But I'm really thankful for, you know, where I am now and what, you know, what I'm doing and what God's got in store for me now.
And it's funny that you live two different realities, like the one that's really real and then one that's your perception. Like I remember growing up thinking that there was a group of people that hated me and never liked me, and they couldn't give a rats about me, right? And then I caught up with one of them, and he's now a journalist, and he loves writing and doing some things. And he goes, "Oh, you always inspired me the way that you drew, and you were fixated on wanting to do that." Which is why I followed journalism. I went, huh. So this dude that I thought never paid attention to me, actually I helped him in his journey, which is pretty cool. So the thing is, sometimes you can run from shadows that aren't there, and sometimes it just pays to look around and see if there's actually anything there.
Yeah, that's right. I think, you know, you can never underestimate a conversation. You know, you can never underestimate a moment in time that you are with people. I got a phone call just recently from a casual at World Vision when I used to work there, and I used to train casuals in shopping centres, and this particular person, like he rang me up and he just said, "I just want you to know that, you know, I really looked up to you, and I really am, you know, blown away by, you know, how you've influenced me and things like that." And I don't say that to, you know, big note myself, but I think it's just, I just didn't realize that there was an impact there, you know, and there's been other people as well that have sort of shared that lately. And I don't know whether it's timing, whether it's a reminder or whatever it is, but, you know, I think the thing that I have learned is that don't ever underestimate a moment in time to learn something new. Because otherwise we just let it pass us by. And I think we're so focused on, you know, where we're headed, we miss the moment right now. And one of my sayings, and also one of the sayings on positive t-shirts, is one day at a time. And the reason why I live like that, it's not that I don't have vision for future, I don't want to see this or I don't want to see that. It's that I don't want to miss a moment where I am today. I don't want to miss a conversation with someone because I'm so busy getting to my next thing, one day at a time. And sometimes, especially with COVID, you know what? It's more like 1 hour at a time, you know, with COVID and lockdown and things like that. You know, one day for some people is actually really difficult. Some people can't even get out of bed. I'm getting messages from people and Facebook messages on the Positive T-shirt site just telling me their story, and I'm just so broken for them, you know, and the pain that they've gone through. And so I'm just trying to encourage them and uplift them, and trying to put some videos up that inspire and encourage and things like that, just to, I guess, bring hope in the darkness, like you said, you know. And I think, you know, I put a post up today and that says, I'm here. And those words, I'm here for you, are just incredible words that we need to be able to say to someone when they tell us something deep, because that can bring hope and switch the light on.
All right, mate, time for the big reveal.
Do it.
All right, here we have. Oh, hang on. It's like backing a trailer up. There we have Neil. We've got his Talk Out Loud T-shirt in front of the Childsafe sign, and then Positive T-shirts up the top there. And it's a shame you barrack for the Adelaide Crows, mate. They're doing well, they're just as bad as well as the Bombers are doing.
Hey, what are you talking about? They've won 3 in a row. They just beat Carlton.
Yeah, that's true. Football up anyway. So there you go, mate. Thanks for being my cartoon catch up today. And I just want to say to everyone out there, you know, if you've gone through some pains and struggles in your life, it's easy to say find the positive in every situation, but life does make you stronger. We were talking about this the other day. Is that people say whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and it doesn't. Things hurt, and they'll continue to hurt, right? I know for me, there's stuff that's happened in my life. It still hurts when I think about it, and you know, no matter of time is going to heal it. It's just that it's the mindset we put ourselves in. If we try to find the positives and how we use that pain to drive us for someone else's gain. And what I love about you, Neil, that you've turned your pain into other people's gain. You know, I know that I love the positivity of Positive T-shirts. I love what you do for Childsafe. I was honoured enough to do a video that my son got to narrate, which was pretty cool. And we got to have that chat about child protection a bit. You know, he goes, "Does this happen, Dad?" I'm going, "Unfortunately, it does," and it's pretty sad that we have to make a video to help educate. But at the end of the day, we've got to use all our tricks of the trade to help get across the message of safety for kids and get a positive spin on everything in life.
That's right.
Mate, have a great rest of your Sunday.
Thanks, man.
And
thanks, I really appreciate it, man. And if people want to grab a top or whatever, it's positivetshirts.com.au. So feel free.
Yeah, good point out. And I'll put the link somewhere on the Facebook for that as well. Oh, mate. Cool, man. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Thanks, bud.
Thanks, buddy. See ya.
All right, guys. Again, I just want to just say if you're struggling with anything, you know, please chat to someone. You know, chat to your mum, chat to your dad, chat to your school teachers. Heck, you can email me at laugh@nicklovecartoons. And if you don't want to talk, that's fine. Draw me a picture and email me that picture, and I'll draw you a picture back. Any way that we can stay connected as people is super awesome. So until next time, let's all draw together.